Hi, Hikaru, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, yes, welcome back to my class. And how are you this Monday morning, Hikaru?
Yeah, I I had a really good start for this
Uh,
Monday.
are you going to work today?
Oh no, today is holiday
Oh,
in
yes, that's
Japan.
why. So, it's kind of extension of your holiday.
Yes,
That's
right.
good to hear. Okay, thank you for coming again. So you'd like to have another Callan lesson, and last time
Mhm.
your progress was in your work of stage 10, paragraph 906, and the last head word was calm. Is this right?
Yes.
Okay, so Hikaru will have now your daily revision and okay, a moment. So yes, let's start. What a committee? What a committee? A committee
A
is a group
committee
of
is a
people
group of
appointed
people
to deal
appointed to deal
with a particular matter.
with a particular
Matter.
matter.
Do you think committees are usually able to make better decisions than individuals? Do you think committees are usually able to make better decisions than individuals? Yes, no. I
Yes,
think
I think
committees
a
are
committee
usually
are
able
usually
to
able
make better
to make a better
decisions
decisions
than individuals.
than individuals.
What am I doing? What am I doing? You're coughing.
You are coughing.
How can certain animals like dogs and horses be trained to behave in a particular way and do tricks? How can certain animals like dogs and horses be trained to behave in a particular way and do tricks? Certain
Certain
animals
animals
like dogs and
like dogs and
horses
horses
can be trained
can be trained
to behave in a
to
particular
behave
way
in a particular
and
way
do
and do
tricks
tricks
by giving the
by
animal
giving the animal
a reward each time
a reward each time
it behaves
it
in
behaves
the correct way.
in the correct way.
Yes. Have you ever twisted an ankle? Have you ever twisted an ankle? Yes, no?
Yes,
I've twisted an
have you
ankle.
treated an uncle
Okay. In a restaurant, if the food has been cooked well, but is simply not to your taste, do you call the waiter and complain, or do you just eat what you've been given? In a restaurant, if the food
in
has
a
been
restaurant?
cooked well,
If food has
okay. I will ask one more time. Okay, again. In a restaurant, if the food has been cooked well,
in
but
a
it
restaurant,
simply
if the food is
okay. Well,
cooked well,
anyway, I will ask one more time, okay?
yeah,
I will ask one more time. I will ask twice again. In a restaurant, if the
okay.
food has been cooked well, but it's simply not to your taste, do you call the waiter and complain, or do you just eat what you've been given? In a restaurant, if the food, uh, in a
Uh,
restaurant,
in a restaurant,
if the food
if the food
has been cooked
is cooked
well,
has, has been cooked well,
but it's simply
but it's simply
not to my taste,
not to
to
my
my
taste.
taste, I
To my taste, I
call
just
the
eat it,
I just eat
eat what I've
I've been
been served.
given.
I've
What
been
I've been
given.
given. Okay.
What
Ah,
I've been given.
that is right. By the way, is it clear, Hikaru? Is my voice clear?
Yes, clear. But
Okay.
the wireless connection here is bad, so
Okay, I
there's
see.
some delay. But should be okay.
Okay, well, anyway, let's continue. What's the opposite
Yeah.
of a brave or courageous person? What's the opposite of a brave or courageous person? The opposite
The opposite
of a brave
of a
or
brave
courageous
or
person
courageous
is a
person
coward.
is a coward.
What happens to iron when it is left in a damp atmosphere? What happens to iron when it is left in a damp atmosphere? When iron is
When
left
iron is left
in a damp
in a damp
atmosphere, it
atmosphere,
rusts.
it rusts.
Why would a stroke from an axe cut deeper into a block of wood rather than a stroke from a sword? Why would a stroke from an axe cut deeper into a block of wood than a stroke from a sword? A stroke from an
A stroke
axe
from an axe
would cut deeper
would cut deeper
into a block of wood
into a block of wood
than a stroke
than a
from
short
a
stroke
sword
from
bec-
a sword
because an
because an axe
axe is much
is,
heavier
is much
than a
heavier
sword.
than a sword.
How many strokes of the pen does it take to form the capital letter N? How many strokes of the pen does it take to form the capital letter N? It takes three
It takes
strokes
three
of the
strokes
pen,
of pen
not of pen, of the pen,
of the
to
pen
form the
to
capital
form the capital
letter N.
letter N.
Do cats enjoy being stroked? Do cats enjoy being stroked? Yes, cats
Yes, cats
enjoy
enjoy
being stroked.
being stroked.
Give me an example of the structure it's plus time period plus since plus past tense, please. Give me an example of the structure it's plus time period plus since plus past tense, please. It's 6 months
It's 6 months
since she gave up
since she
smoking.
gave up smoking.
Now I will name an activity and I want you to tell me how long it is since you last did it. Again, I will name an activity and I want you to tell me how long it is since you last did it. Swim in the sea. Swim in the sea. It's
It's 2 years
since I swam
since I
in the
swam
sea.
in the sea.
Clean your room. Clean your room. It's
It's one day
since I
since
cleaned
I
my
cleaned
room.
my room.
Do physical exercise. Do physical exercise. It's
It's one day
since I did
since I
physical
did
exercise.
physical exercise.
Lose your temper. Lose your temper. It's
It's so many years
since I lost my
since I lost
temper.
my temper.
Cook a meal for other people. Cook a meal for other people. It's
It's half day
since I cooked
since I
a
cooked
meal
a
for
meal
other
for
people.
other people.
Fly to another country. Fly to another country. It's
It's 3 years
since I
since
flew
I
to
flew
another
to
country.
another country.
What kind of noise does a lion make? What kind of noise does a lion make? A lion
Lion
makes
makes
a roaring
a
noise.
noise.
Would a car stand still on a slight slope without its brakes on? Would a car stand still on a slight slope without its brakes on? No, a
No,
car
a
wouldn't
car
stand still
wouldn't stand
on
still
a light slope
on a light in the light slope
on a
on
slight
a light
slope
on a slight slope
without its brakes on.
without its brakes on.
Yes. What would happen? What would happen to it? What would happen to it? It would begin
It would begin
to roll slowly,
to go
to
roll
roll
slowly
slowly down the slope.
down the slope.
Okay. And if the slope was very steep, what would happen? And if the slope was very steep, what would happen? If the slope
If the slope
was very
was
steep,
very
the
steep,
car would
the car
gather,
would gather
the car would gather speed
car would gather speed
and eventually
and
crash
eventually
into
crash
something.
into something.
Is the soil deep on the side of a mountain? Is the soil deep on the side of a mountain? No, the
No,
soil
the
isn't
soil
deep
isn't
on the
deep
side
on
of
the
a
side of
mountain.
a mountain.
It's shallow.
It's shallow
Why? Why? Because a lot of
because
it
a lot of it
wa- uh, gets washed away
gets washed away
by rainwater.
by rainwater.
In the past, what did a soldier carry to protect himself against enemy swords? In the past, what did a soldier carry to protect himself against enemy swords? In the past,
In the past,
a soldier carried
a soldier carried
a shield
a
to protect
shield to
himself
protect himself
against enemy
against
swords.
enemy sword.
Okay. What are the three forms of bleed? What are the three forms of bleed? The three
The
forms
three
of
forms
bleed
of bleed
are bleed,
are
bled,
bleed,
bled.
bled, bled.
When you cut yourself, why do we put over the cut? What do we put over the cut to stop it bleeding? When you cut yourself, what do you put over the cut to stop it bleeding? When I cut
When I
myself,
cut
I
myself,
put a plaster
I put a plaster
over the cut
on over the cut
to stop it
to
bleeding.
stop its bleeding.
Okay, yes. Is it forbidden to spit in the streets in that country? Is it forbidden to spit in the streets in that country? Yes, no?
No,
It isn't
it
forbidden
isn't profit
to spit in the
forbidden to spit in
streets
the street
in this country.
in this country.
What are the three forms of spit? What are the three forms of spit? The three forms of spit
The three forms of
are
spit
spit, spat,
are
spat.
spit, test, stat.
Okay, good. How often do you comb your hair? How often do you comb your hair? I comb my
I
hair
comb my hair about once a day.
Okay, once a day. Great job. Hikaru, that ends with our daily revision. And let's have now your new work. Repeat. Rubber.
Rubber,
Tire.
tires,
Yes, okay, listen. We use rubber for making car tires. Okay, so cars, motorcycles, bicycles, etc. have tires. Okay, for example, my bicycle tire was flat, so I had to have it fixed. Let's practice. What do we use rubber for? What do we use rubber for? We use rubber
use rubber
for making car
for making car
or bicycle
tires
tires, etc.
or bicycle tires, etc.
Okay, yes. Repeat. Ribbon.
Ribbon,
Yeah, ribbon. Tie up.
tie up,
Okay, listen. Tie up is a phrasal verb. It means to join two or more things together. Ribbon is a noun. It is used for tying up presents. Okay, for example, the small girl tied up a ribbon round the present. Okay, let's practice.
hmm
What can we use a ribbon for? What can we use a ribbon for? We can use a ribbon
we can use a
for
ribbon
tying up
for tying up
presents
presents
and a small girl
and a
girl
small glue,
and a small girl
and a small girl
might wear a ribbon
might, might wear a ribbon
in her hair.
in her hair.
Yes. Okay, clear? Hey, Caro.
Yeah, yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Repeat stuff.
Stuff,
Manufacture.
manufacture.
Okay, listen. Stuff is a noun. The word stuff is similar in meaning to the word thing. So stuff and thing have similar meaning. The difference is that thing is countable noun, whereas stuff is uncountable noun or is an uncountable noun. Okay, for example, instead of saying, what are all these things on the table? So we could say, what is all this stuff on the table? Manufacture is a verb. It means to make or to produce something using machines. For example, Japan manufactures cars. Okay, let's practice. What's the difference between the word thing and the word stuff? What's the difference between the word thing and the word stuff? The difference
The difference
between the
between
word
the
thing
word
and
thing
the word stuff
and the word stuff
is that thing
is that
is a
thing
countable noun,
and is a countable noun,
whereas stuff
whereas stuff
is an
is
uncountable noun.
an uncountable noun.
Good. Give me an example of the word stuff, please. Give me an example of the word stuff, please. I need to pack
I need to pack
all my stuff
all
for
my
the
stuff
holiday.
for the holiday.
We talk about
We talk about
lots of interesting
lots of
stuff
interesting stuff
during the train
during
journey.
the
Journey.
train journey.
Good. Have you got lots of stuff to do tomorrow? Have you got lots of stuff to do tomorrow? Yes, no?
Yes,
I've got
I've
lots of
got a lot
stuff
of stuff
to do
to
tomorrow.
do tomorrow.
What kind of stuff does your country manufacture? What kind of stuff does your country manufacture? My country
My country
manufactures.
manufactures cars, motorbikes, etc.
Okay. When you go to a restaurant, what type of stuff do you like to eat? When you go to a restaurant, what type of stuff do you like to eat? When I go to
When I
a
go to
restaurant,
a
I
restaurant,
like to eat
I can eat steaks.
steaks. What kind of stuff do you enjoy doing at the weekends? What kind of things do you enjoy doing at the weekends? At the weekends,
At
I
the weekend,
enjoy.
I enjoy riding motorbike,
Okay, I see.
cycling, etc.
Yes. Repeat. Hob,
Hub,
grill,
grill,
oven.
oven.
Okay, listen. The three main parts of a cooker are the hob, the grill, and the oven. So the top part is called a hob, and the second part is called the grill, and the third part is the oven. And we use the oven to roast chicken. Let's practice. What do we call the three main parts of a cooker? What do we call the three main parts of a cooker? We call the
We
three
call
main
the
parts
three main
of
parts
a
of a
cooker the
cooker:
hob,
the
the
hob,
grill, and the
the grill,
oven.
and the oven.
And which part would you use to roast a chicken? And which part would you use to roast a chicken? I'd use the
I'd
oven
use the
to
oven
roast a
to
chicken.
roast a chicken.
Repeat, trunk.
Trunk.
Okay, listen. Trunk is a noun. It is the main part of the body which does not include the hand, arms, or legs. Okay, so trunk can also mean a large, strong box that we use for transporting our things when we travel. And it can also mean an elephant's nose. We call it trunk. And by a tree trunk, we mean the main part or the body of a tree. Okay, let's practice. What do we call the main part of the body, not including the head, arms, or legs? What do we call the main part of the body, not including the head, arms, or legs? We call
We
the
call
main
the
part
main
of the
part of the
body,
body,
not
not
including the head,
including head,
arms, or
arms,
legs,
or legs,
the trunk.
the trunk.
Consequently, what is a tree trunk? Consequently, what is a tree trunk? A tree trunk
A,
is
a
the
tree
main
trunk
part
is the main
or
part
body of a
or
tree.
body of a tree.
Yes. What do you mean by a trunk used for traveling? What do you mean by a trunk used for traveling? By a trunk
By a trunk
used for
used,
traveling,
used for traveling,
we mean a
we mean
large strong
a
box. A
large
large
trunk,
strong box
a large strong box
bigger than a suitcase
bigger than a suitcase
that we use
that we use
for transporting our
for transporting
belongings
our belongings
from one place to
from one
another.
place to another.
What do we call an elephant's nose? What do we call an elephant's nose? We call
We
an
call
elephant's
an
nose
elephant's
a
nose
trunk.
a trunk.
Good. Repeat. Shell.
Shell,
Outer.
outer,
Yes, outer. Okay, listen. Outer is an adjective. It means the outside part of something. And shell is a noun. For example, the outer part of a nut or an egg is called the shell. Let's practice. What do we call the outer covering of an egg or a nut? What do we call the outer covering of an egg or a nut? We call the
we call
outer
the
covering
outer
of
covering
an egg
of
or a
an
nut
egg on
the
a nut,
shell.
the shell.
Repeat. Shy,
Shy,
mature,
mature,
diminish.
diminish.
Okay, listen. Shy is an adjective. So when you feel nervous and uncomfortable meeting and talking to someone, it means you are shy. For example, when I was a child, I was shy with other people, especially with adults. Mature is an adjective. So as we grow up, our minds and feelings become mature like that of an adult. For example, there are times that we are shy to talk to other people and times that we have to be mature. Diminish is a verb. It means to make something less important. Okay, for example, a person's shyness would diminish as they grow older. Let's practice. Were you shy with adults as a child? Were you shy as an adult? Or were you shy with adults as a child? Yes, no?
Yes,
I was shy
I was
with
shy with
adults
an adult
as a child.
as a child.
Would you agree that, in general, a person's shyness diminishes as they become more mature? Would you agree that, in general, a person's shyness diminishes as they become more mature? Yes, no?
Yes,
I'd agree
I
that,
I agree that
in general,
in
a
general,
person's
a person's
shyness
shyness
diminishes
diminishes
as they become more mature.
uh,
As they become
they become
more
mature,
mature. More mature.
more mature.
Okay, great job, Hikaru. And we only have less than 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
that's all for your new work, and we'll have now your reading practice. So last
Mm-hmm.
time your reading was until stage 10, paragraph 851. The last head word was misjudge. Is this right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Are you done reading, by the way, with all the questions?
Uh, yes.
Okay, please continue reading from the next head word Q, please. Q.
Q. Jump the
Yes.
queue. What would you do if you were queuing in a shop and you noticed someone jump the queue in front of you? If I were queuing in a shop and I noticed someone jump in the queue in front of me, I'd warn him that he or she should go to the
Line.
uh, last of the line.
On Lazada, yes.
Allowed. What what's the contrary of to lead to oneself? The contrary of to lead to oneself is to lead aloud. Spot. If a small spot of coffee fell on your clothes at work, how could you clean it off? If a small spot of coffee fell on my clothes at work, I I could
I could clean it off.
I could clean it off by bringing it into cleaning store. What kind of spot do you prefer for a picnic? I prefer a quiet spot by the sea for
For
a picnic. Do one's best. Do you always try to do your best in everything you do? Yes, I always try to do my best in everything I do. Beyond, wild, fantastic expectation. If you face south and could look at the horizon from where you're sitting now, which village, town, city, or country would be just beyond the horizon? If I faced south and
south.
could look at the horizon from where I'm sitting now, I
Or what place? Tokyo, Osaka, or what place or village?
I
Place. Name of place.
so
The
Tokyo
would be just
would be just
beyond the
beyond
horizon.
the horizon.
Yes.
Has anything ever happened to you which has been beyond your wildest dreams? That is, beyond your most fantastic expectations? No, nothing has ever happened to me which
Beyond my.
which is beyond my most fantastic expectations. Who would you say was beyond doubt the greatest person alive today? I'd say that Elon Musk was beyond doubt the greatest person alive today. Coarse. What do we mean by coarse clothes? By coarse clothes, we mean clothes that feel rough. What do we mean by a coarse person? By coarse person, we mean somebody who has poor manner and behaves in a way that might offend some people. Approach. When you're on a train, how can you tell when it's approaching a station? When you're on a train, you can tell when it's approaching a station because the train begins to slow down. Farm, mattress. Can the quality of a person's sleep be affected by how firm the mattress on their bed is? Yes, the quality of a person's sleep be affected by how firm the mattress on the bed is.
Yes, or can be affected.
Can, can be affected.
Yes, can be affected by how na 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 na. All right, well, no, we don't have much time, Ikara. That's all for
Yeah.
now. Our new work was until the head were diminished. It's in the chat box and for reading its mattress.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. Again, see you next time, Hikaru. Happy
See
holiday.
you. Thank
Yes,
you.
see you again. Bye for now. Thank you.